Hey everyone, welcome back to another Mattel Jurassic World review. Today we're taking a look at the Dino Tracker's Wild Roar Kronosaurus. I'm really glad Mattel is giving extinct marine reptiles some love. We just had the Lipleurodon, we got a Nothosaurus coming out. I mean, it can't all be repackaged Mosasaur figures, so I was really excited when this Kronosaurus was first announced. Now, I ended up getting this figure off of Amazon. It retails for $17.99. I'll leave that Amazon link down below in the description. And I also saw a stack of these this morning at my local Target. Seems like the Wild Roar figures are shipping in full cases. Now, let's just go over the package really quick. We got blue and beta in the corner right here, Jurassic World logo. We do have the aquatic biome symbol for this Dino Trackers thing. Really wish it would give an explanation of why they're doing that. Dino Trackers logo down here. And on the back of the box, we get a picture of how its levels of aggression action feature works. Over here are the rest of the Wild Roar figures in this wave. Already reviewed the Diabloceratops. We all know my feelings on the Eocar. And for the life of me, I can't find the Dryptosaurus. All my targets have the other three figures. Still can't track this one down yet. But I'm sure I'll find it relatively soon since it is the holiday shopping season. So enough about the packaging. Let's crack this thing open and take a closer look. And here is the Kronosaurus the packaging. I have to say, I am really, really impressed with this figure. I knew I was going to like it, but having it in hand, this thing is absolutely gorgeous. The paint apps are sparse, but it does a nice job of giving that counter-shaded look, dark on the top, light on the bottom. You have a splash of metallic blue around the eye. My only real complaint about this figure is it has way too many friggin' teeth. Those teeth go past the orbit, which they shouldn't, so it gives it kind of like a really weird, goofy look. But hey, it is Mattel, and it's all about having more teeth. But other than that, this thing is just absolutely great. There's a lot of sculpted detail all over the figure. You have barnacles sculpted all over the body, especially on the lower jaw and on the tail. I think that is a great attention to detail. I'd like to get another one and maybe dry brush those barnacles and bring out the detail, because I think it'll just be a really standout piece. They did an absolute knockout job on this figure. It's definitely one of my favorites from Dino Trackers right now. Now for some measurements, this figure is 12 inches long from the tip of the snout to the tip of the tail, or 30.5 centimeters, and about 2 inches wide at the head, so that's about 5 centimeters. So Kronosaurus in real life was between 30 and 36 feet long, or 9 to 10.9 meters. So I'll put this figure somewhere in the 130 to the 136 scale range. All right, let's zoom and take a look at some of the finer details on this figure, starting with the head. Like I said, I really, really like the sculpt on this figure. My biggest issue is these extra teeth right here that go past the orbit. That shouldn't be, and even in the lower jaw, you do have a very, very long rows of teeth. I mean, that's just my only complaint in this figure. Other than that, I think this thing is pretty much perfect. So let's zoom in and take a look at the eye. Eye is slightly misprinted. That's the price I pay for ordering online, but it's really not that bad. It's yellow with a black pupil. You have some nice bright metallic blue paint around the orbit and the fenestra right here. You can see all those barnacles sculpted on the lower jaw. They're all over the body on this figure. Like I said, I think that is an amazing, amazing touch to detail. And another thing with this figure, the electronic sounds are very, very sensitive. Every time I move this thing, it goes off. So it's going to share the same fate as my Therizinosaurus. After this review, I am taking those batteries out. This thing's going to drive me insane. So here's a view of the head from the top, and here's a view of the head from the bottom. Oh my God, that sounds like someone just ate a Grande box from Taco Bell. The whole figure is cast in this really, really dark blue. And like I said, it's counter shaded, because if you're viewing this animal in the water from the top, it'll blend in with the dark depths. And then from the bottom, you have this light color. And if you're viewing it from the bottom, it would blend in with the light coming in through the top of the water. So very cool counter shading on this figure. And you can see some nice pattern along the side of the body. And we got some more of that yellow all over the flippers. You can see more barnacles sculpted in. And then looking at the back, the whole back is just absolutely littered with tons of sculpted detail. You can see all the barnacles. There's actually scars and slashes all over the body. Like this thing, oh my God. This thing is just absolutely chocked full of detail. There's another scar right here. Here's the black back flipper, all full of all those barnacles, and a very chubby and thick tail base with tons of barnacles all over it. And even, here's take another look at the underside. You can see some nice light scale detail all over the underside of this figure. And let's just take a quick look inside the mouth, because I forgot about that. And oh my god, the sounds on this thing are killing me. Nicely sculpted details in the mouth. We got a nice uh, glossy tongue with some nice details on it, and even on the gum tissue. So I'm going to shut this thing's mouth now. We're going to go over the articulation and then go over the sounds for real. So for articulation, pretty standard. Flippers can rotate around 360 degrees. You do have a hinge joint that allows up and down movement. Same thing for the back flippers, up and down. Completely pointless tail rotation, and the rest of it is tied to its action feature. You have this little slider right here that you do rotate from side to side, and you get a bunch of different sounds. Very hadrosaur sound coming out of this thing. There we go. Oh. Yeah, the sounds are quite loud on this, and like I said, very sensitive. So as soon as it's done, batteries are coming out. Moving on with comparisons, and I already did it. I took the batteries out of this thing because I just couldn't take it anymore. Here it is with the Hammond Collection Alan Grant. And here it is with the rest of Mattel's marine reptiles. I said they're ceratopsian. They've done a pretty good job as a whole. Same can be said for the marine reptiles, even though they have a lot fewer of them. We are getting the Notosaurus in this Dino Trackers Wave 1. That one should be out really soon. So we got the Dominion Lipleurodon, the battle-damaged Plesiosaurus, here's the Kronosaurus, the ever-popular Mosasaurus, and except for the Tanistrophias, I just think that figure just looks absolutely hideous like it did all the cocaine in the world. So yeah, for the most part, minus the Tanny, Mattel has done a really good job with their marine reptiles. And next up, let's do some of the Kronosaurus fellow Dino Trackers. Here it is with the Diabloceratops, and here it is with the Sinotyrannus that comes with tracking gear. I'm still not going to let that go. I'm really disappointed by the lack of tracking gear in this line. And here is the new Atrociraptor. So yeah, the figures in Dino Trackers, you know, love them or hate them. You know, I know the paint apps are kind of all over the place, but the sculpts on them are absolutely fantastic. Every time Mattel comes out with a new assortment of figures, the sculpts just get better and better. You know, the paint does degrade, but that Kronosaurus right there is definitely one of the best looking in the line so far. And let's finish this off with some Hammond Collection comparisons. Here it is with the Ceratosaurus. Let's move the camera over just a little bit. And here it is with the Gallimimus. And last but not least, here it is with the Hammond Collection T-Rex. So final thoughts on the Dino Trackers Kronosaurus. It is definitely my favorite figure in this new line so far. It's a beautifully detailed figure. I just love the inclusion of all those barnacles all over the body. You know, it has pretty simple paint apps, but they work. It gives a nice counter shading effect. My only complaint is just like, you know, the teeth that just shouldn't be there. Other than that, I think this figure is absolutely great. Mattel has always done a good job for the most part with their marine reptiles, and this Kronosaurus is continuing that trend. Now, like I said at the beginning of the review, I'm going to get my figure off of Amazon. The link is down below in the description. And you can also find this figure at Target. I'm sure it's a matter of time before Walmart actually starts stocking these new Dino Tracker figures. So that will do it for the review. I'm still looking for that Dryptosaurus. Hopefully I can find that soon. And according to Amazon, my Hammond Collection Concavinator is supposed to ship today, and I should have it tomorrow. And some random dinosaur just went off behind me. Yeah, so be on the lookout for those reviews. And I'm sure more Dino Tracker stuff will become available as the month goes on. I mean, it is the holiday shopping season. Stores are just pumping product on the shelves. So, as always, if you're enjoying the content on this channel, show your support by hitting that subscription button just below the video. Each subscription helps out the channel tremendously. It's greatly appreciated. I'll see you guys for the next one.